All right, everyone. We're about to close our show up, but before we do that, before we close up for the night, I'm going to come back to you, Stacy, and say thank you very much. I hope you had as much fun as I did here tonight, and that all of you did too. And I really certainly hope that the fun never ends, and that we can get together as a group. And Stacey, I promised you at the beginning of the show that you were going to be able to go on a shopping spree on me, and that's exactly what's going to happen next. As a matter of fact, ladies, you have that very same opportunity, and if you would open your catalog to the, I don't know where it is, the back cover, thank you, I don't know where they moved it to this time, to the very back cover, you can actually see how our host program works. So everybody take a look at the back cover of your catalog, and you can clearly see there how it works. The more product is sold at your show, the more free product that you get. And in addition, you get something called half-price items, right? So you get free product, you get half-price items, and you get a percentage off everything you buy with me for one entire year. And that is very, very exciting as well. So if you have a bridal shower to go to, or Christmas comes, and you want to order, you get to order and use what we call your past host discount. And that is for one entire year. Sound good?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me tell you how to maximize the host program, because I really believe you need to know how to maximize it, because you get those free items and you get the half price items. So those items that are on your wish list right now that maybe you don't have enough money in your checkbook right now to cover, that double burner grill plan that you're all oohing and out, eyeing over, or maybe the everyday pot, whatever it is that's on your list, okay, those are the things that you want to host a show to get at half price. That way you really take advantage of the host plan. And then all those fun little tools, everything from the garlic press to the manual food processor, those are the ones you want to take with your free items. And that way you really maximize what's available to you as a hostess. Okay, sound good? Mm-hmm. So what's on top of your list, Stacey?
No double burger.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a must-have in every kitchen. You once you get it, you don't know how you lived without it before. It's just exactly how it is. So that's great. All right. So, ladies, I would love to do a show with any one of you in this room, because the fun has just begun. And whoever wants to host a show, I am right there. Let's just not end this party. Let's keep it going. And don't forget, when you pick your date tonight, I get to give Stacey credit for that. Now, when I started this show, I shared with you that I belong to an incredible team of people right here in the Northwest Washington, state of Washington, quarter of the country, wherever I am, okay, and that we're looking for people right now. And I invited you to watch what I do, and I give you an opportunity to ask questions. And right now is going to be an opportunity for you to earn tickets to go into a drawing, the final group of tickets to go into a drawing. We're going to be giving away some Pampered Chef products. And this is your opportunity to ask me anything you want to know about what it is I do, and it's okay if you get nosy. Matter of fact, if you get really nosy, I give you extra tickets, all right? And so, who wants to ask the first question about my business? Okay, and then I would just wait. My rule of thumb here, ladies, is it's 7 or 8 questions. This should not take more than 5 minutes. If you go more than 5 minutes, you're taking way too long on this activity. The whole idea is that you are looking for interest at the same time you're creating it. Okay, so the people who are asking the questions are the ones who have an interest, and the ones who ask the right questions, you kind of know by the way they ask them, right? If no one asks, if you ever have that, you play the game but you don't want to play because nobody's asking the questions, that's really simple. So if I said, who wants to ask the first question, and you guys are all looking at me just the way you're looking at me now, I go to my host and Stacey, you've played this game before, ask me a question.
How much money do you make every night?
It's the nosy question, I love it. Here you go, extra tickets. Okay, and so you just get it going that way. The answer should be short and sweet. Okay, don't go on and on and on, and they're not about you. So how much money do I make every night? Well, the answer to that is as much as I want. But at the Pampered Chef, I have the ability to give myself a raise anytime that I want by the number of shows that I do every single week. But you really want to know how much I make on an average night, right, Stacey? Mm-hmm. Well, on an average show of about $600 in sales here in the area, I make anywhere from right around $125 for about a 2-hour to 3-hour evening. Okay? So I always want to put it back. You never want to make it about you. If you're talking about you, it doesn't matter. You got to bring it back to them. It's not about you, it's about them. So when they ask you, what do you do? How much money do you make? How many nights a week do you work? Okay, you just kind of, the answer is as many as I want. And what works for my family is a couple nights a week. If you were to do this, Faith, how many nights a week could you put into it? So you always just turn it back to them. As often as you can, put it back in their ballpark. Because an inspirational leader creates visions and pictures so clear so people can see themselves in it. Okay? I get crazy when people tell you to write these long stories and tell your stories at show. Not about you. I don't really see that working for anybody. I really truly don't. You know, you can tell little bits about you so they can get to know you, and certainly I told stories, but I didn't stand up and tell all the story at once. You just saw little pieces of me along the way, and that's really so that you become a real person to them. They see you as no different than they are. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm going to come on a roll now. Once you've played this game and you've gotten the questions answered, this now is where you're going to pass out the door prize slips. All right, those door prize slips are like liquid gold, and I'm a huge believer in the door prize slip. And yep, you could do it on your order form if you want to, but the question you need to ask yourself is, how often do you pull out those order forms and look at them? I don't like this big, personally, I don't like a big piece of paper that I have to be going through to find my answers. I like those little slips because I can clip them to anything. I can keep them in front of me all the time. Out of sight, out of mind. Even in this day and age of technology. I am not the type of person to go in and look at technology every day to see who I need to call. But if those papers are sitting in my desk, you better believe I'm flipping through them the next morning, the next day. Because this is their opportunity to earn the same Season's Best Cookbook that Stacy just earned. And because this is how I keep track of my customer base. So if everybody grabs on a pen and fill out your name, address, city, state, zip code, the best number for me to reach you at, just write down, is that your cell number or your home number on there. Don't forget your email address, because that's how I'm going to be sending you your receipt tonight, so you always have it. Our products are guaranteed anywhere from a year to life, depending on the products you buy. So by sending that to you electronically, you'll always have it. And when you call the Pampered Chef, you just say your email address, they can pull it up just like that. So your email address is a must on there as well. And then I just wait until they fill it out. And then the magic words are this. Now, ladies, there are two important questions on the card. And I'm going to want to call your attention to both of them. The first one is, would you like any more information in hosting a show of your own? And as I said, I would love to do a show for any one of you in this room tonight. Let's not let the fun end here. And we can do something totally different at your house. Invite your friends over for a fun girls' night out, okay? And when you pick your date tonight, I get to give Stacy credit for that. This is now the third time I've said this during the night. Mm-hmm. I always got my dates at the show. I said that 3 times every night. Why? Because people don't hear what you say the first time you say it. That is a fact. Okay? So you have to say something 3 times to get the majority of the people to hear it. And even then, some people still didn't hear it. So when you pick your date tonight, I get to give Stacy credit for that. So if you're even thinking about hosting a show right now, just check yes or maybe in the box. The second question on the card says, would you like any more information about the earning opportunities available through the Pampered Chef? And if what we just talked about right here sounds like fun for you, or maybe even for somebody you know, just check yes and maybe in the box. And this is what I'm going to tell you about checking yes and maybe in that box. It doesn't mean you're going to sell the Pampered Chef. It means you're interested in learning more. We'll sit down, we'll talk, we'll have a cup of coffee, by phone, in person, whatever you're comfortable with. And we'll find out if the Pampered Chef could be a fit for you and your family the same way it turned out to be a fit for mine. And I promise you, at the end of the day, if you say, Judy, it's not for me, I'll absolutely respect that. Because the fact is I need lots of great customers and lots of great hosts, as well as wonderful consultants to join our team here in the greater Seattle area. Okay? So just check yes or maybe in the box if you're interested. If you're interested in fundraisers or bridal showers, you can check the appropriate boxes at the bottom of the card. Today's date is May 27th, 4th, 5th, what is it? 24th, and our hostess is Stacy. You can put her name on the card as well. That helps me keep it organized. And I'm going to collect those just as soon as you're done, and we're going to give away Season's Best Cookbook. Okay, so see how it's done? Now I get the cards. Guys, when you get this spiel right, you should be getting cards back. Out of 10, at least 4 of them should have some kind of yes or maybe in one of the boxes. If you did it the way I did it, in majority of the cases. Will there be shows that there's nothing? Yes, it happens. There'll also be shows where 7 or 8 of the cards have yeses and maybes all over them. But on average, you're probably going to get 3 to 4. A third. Remember the third rule? It's like a third. So you're going to collect those back, and then you're going to set up your deal, your checkout. What do you do with the door prize cards? You got them. You asked them to fill them out. Why do you think you have to tuck away and hide it like you didn't just ask me to fill them out? It's beyond me. I don't get it. You have to look at those cards, guys. That's liquid gold in your hands. You got everything you need to know in your hand. Are they thinking about it? Are they a yes? Are they a maybe? Are they a no? Okay, now, it doesn't matter what they have on the card, you're going to ask everyone because that's the rule, right, Kristen? Mm-hmm. You ask everyone. But isn't it nice to know what they're already thinking? And so you also, just like, this should roll off your tongue too. You should know exactly what you're going to say to every person as they come up based on what was on that card. So Liz, you come up to me at the show, okay? The rule of thumb is whenever you greet anybody at your checkout or anywhere, in the grocery store, I don't care, whenever you're opening a conversation, the rule of thumb, Sales 101, is you pay a compliment and ask a question. That's how you open a conversation. If you don't know what to say, it's not, oh, do you have your order form? It's pay a compliment, ask a question. So, Liz, it was really great to have you here at the show tonight. I can tell you are a Pampered Chef junkie. It sounded like you own the whole catalog, do you?
Pretty much. I've been to quite a few shows.
Yeah. So let me ask you something, Liz. What was on the top of your wish list tonight?
Well, I really like that rock crock. I have a lot of kids, so getting in and out of the kitchen pretty quick, and I'm all about one. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. You know what, Liz? Let me find your door prize card, and I'm going to write that on the back so we know what's on top of your wish list. I go through. I pull out Liz Burke. I look at it really quick. I can see what's on the card. It either says yes, no, or maybe. I turn it over. I write rock crock, big family. Okay. If it says yes or maybe, my answer is always, I'm a big believer I started with the booking. Okay, I know there's different schools of thought on that. Some people start with recruiting, start with booking. I always started with booking. Here's why. It's a lesser level of commitment. If I get you on my calendar, I have the next 2 weeks to a month to recruit you. If I don't get you, if I start with a no, if I get the first no, I'm more likely to get the second no. And so I always start with the lesser commitment, hoping I'm going to get the yes to that, and then I have that night all the way through to your show to get you to come in for the business. That was always my school of thought. Mm-hmm. I didn't slide down the slide; I went up the slide. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if I saw yes or maybe, my line was always to say, "Oh my gosh, Liz, I'm so excited that you're interested in booking a show with your friends. That rock crock pan, it's yours already. Half price or free? Which way would you rather have it?"
Well. Always free is always good, I have kids, so I don't want to spend money on other stuff.
So Liz, here's the deal. Let's work on getting you that rock crock pan free.
Okay.
And I will work with you to make that happen. Let's take a look at my calendar and see if we can put our heads together to find a date that works for both of us. If you could take my next available date, I'm really working on filling that. I have a date a week from Thursday that's available. If you get your friends together for that, I have an extra gift for you. You can pick any item up to $10 in the catalog free on me.
Oh, I don't know. We have some sports coming up, and I have a vacation coming up, and there's a lot of things that I have to do for that.
Okay, so let's take a look at my calendar. What are your kids playing?
Baseball. Right now, it's big baseball season.
So
yeah.
what days of the week do they play?
There's practices Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and then games on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays.
Okay, so here's a great idea. Let's do a Pampered Chef show on a Thursday night while they're practicing. Get all the moms together and your other friends. Send Dad off to practice with them, and we'll just have a great time. Thursday the 18th. Let's go for it.
The 18th of when? June? Of May?
Well, let's do it for real. June 4th. Let's
go for it. Say June 18th. I'm on a flight. Sorry.
June 4th.
You might be on a flight too. I heard you're going somewhere.
Yeah. June 4th.
June 4th. That might work.
Okay.
I'll have to look just to make sure.
Let me
Okay.
put you in here. I'm going to pencil you in right now.
Okay.
That way I get to give Stacy credit for the booking. No, I've said it 4 times. I get to give Stacy credit for your booking, and I'll call you first thing tomorrow morning to confirm. How does that sound?
To confirm. Okay, yeah, because I do need to look at my calendar and talk to my husband for sure, because I'm not sure he can make sure to get them, because he works far away and has to drive home and make sure he can get the kids to practice.
I totally understand. 100%.
So, okay.
I'll pencil you in for this date. I'll call you first thing tomorrow morning. You just have to promise me you'll answer your phone when I call.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. So I'm going to pencil her in. All right. Then I'm going to go into the recruiting, depending on what she had on the card. If it said no on the card, it's the same thing. It's just I don't acknowledge that. I only acknowledge what I choose to acknowledge. I acknowledge the yeses and maybes. I don't acknowledge the no's. So say she had a no on the card, I would say, Liz, that rock rock, do you realize that rock rock could be yours absolutely free for hosting a show? And honestly, I would love, you're a Pampered Chef junkie. I would love to do a show for you and your friends. So I'm ignoring the no, I'm asking her anyway. Got it? Mm-hmm. Everybody gets asked no matter what. And then I offer, and everybody gets offered the brochure to take home. You know, Liz, was there anything that I talked to you about tonight about the business? You know, we're looking for people right now. Is there anything that I spoke to about the business tonight that interested you? Because I'd love to give you this brochure to take home.
No, I'm just so busy. I just don't think I could fit it in my schedule right now. Yeah.
I have to tell you, if I could retire, if I had a quarter for everybody who told me that, it's the beauty of the Pampered Chef business, Liz, is it can fit around any schedule. Is there anything at all that might have tempted you about it? What if I told you you could add, in just one night a week, you could add an extra $500-$600 into your household income? Go a long way with those sports you're talking about.
It could.
How about if we get together for a cup of coffee?
I don't know.
All right. Well,
I'm not real sure about it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about if I give you this flyer? You take it home.
I can do that.
When we talk tomorrow, we can talk about it again.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. So I'm going to come on a roll now. Do you kind of see how I didn't take the first? You don't take the first one, because she really never told me no, did she? No. What she was doing is what I call hemming and hawing around. Mm-hmm. That's hemming and hawing around. She's like all around it. She really didn't say no. She really didn't say yes. So what that does is just what she's saying to me in my brain. I'm going, I haven't pushed her button yet. I haven't convinced her. Mm-hmm. I've missed the trigger that's going to make her sit down with me. All I want her to do is sit down with me. Because I know if 5 people sit down with me, 2 of you are going to come into the business. At the end of the week, at the end of the month, my goal was I sat down with 5 people every week, and I recruited 2 every week. Yeah, and I did. I recruited 8 to 10 a month, every month, yeah. But because I didn't take the first no, I didn't take the hemming and hawing around, I just kept going. I built those bonds, I looked people in the eye, and my goal, I knew statistically that if I sat down with 5 of you in a week, that 2 of you would join my team. I don't know which 2 it would be, but I had to take the time to sit with everyone. I did one-on-one interviews as often as I could. Very rarely did it on the phone, but that's because I was full-time and it was a different time. You can do it on the phone. You can do it any way that you want to. I know many, many leaders who recruit virtually. I know them who recruit on the phone, and there are still leaders in our company who like to do the one-on-one interview. I don't care what you do, just do it. And know your numbers. You got to know your numbers. How many people do you need in a room to book 2 shows?
2.
Really? You can teach me how to do it. I want you to do. Here's what I knew. When I was in the field, if I had 10 people in a room, I could book 2. I needed 7 to book the first one. And once I had, on average, if I had 7 people there, I could book 1. Once I had 10 people, I could get 2. It was like a rolling effect. And I kept track. I tracked everything I did, so I knew my numbers. Do you know your numbers like that? It's a business. Do you want this business to pay your bills? Do you want to run your household? You're running a business from your home. You need to know your numbers. Right? I would say if you went to Mr. Nordstrom tomorrow, you know Mr. Nordstrom? Yeah. You all know him very well. You probably write checks to him every now and then. Mr. Nordstrom or Mr. Macy or whoever you want to call him. Okay? If you went to any of those major retailers and you said to them, Mr. Nordstrom, how many shoes are you going to sell in your A store 2 weeks before Christmas on a Saturday between 9 a.m. when you open and noon? They could tell you exactly what they're going to sell. Exactly. The reason why they put sales, when they put sales, is because they know they have to build people walking in their doors in order to do it at certain times in the year. All right? It's a business. So is this. You need to know your numbers exactly the same way. Oh, my battery is budding low. Oh, dear.